Started. Hi, everybody. My name is Eugina and I'm an international pleasure and intimacy coach, co-founder of Academy of Conscious Sexuality, and co-founder of The Orgasmic Queen, as well as creator of Pleasure Conversations, which you are watching us now. So Pleasure Conversations is an incredible online interviews with practitioners in sexuality space from all over the world, just because we don't speak about sexuality enough. And I have guests every single time. And today, my guest is an incredible CAD. He is my personally really good friend. He's my business partner. He's an author of a book called 7 Principles, Art of Sex. Is that right?
7 Principles to Master the Art of Sex.
Yeah, to master, like if you want to master the art of sex, you really have to read that book. And he's the body worker and a tantra practitioner. He is just incredible human being. So I have an incredible pleasure to introduce him to you today. Hi, Sia, how are you?
I'm great, and saying big hi and lots of love to the audience who's watching this. Very happy to be here and being part of this movement.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I feel that it's so important that we talk about sexuality, that we make it a normal conversation. And I get lots of messages from people from all over the world who actually thanking me for this series, you know. And if we can change like at least one person's life, like our job here is done. And this is like ultimately what matters. So, Sia, the first question I usually ask my guests is, how did you find yourself in sexuality space? I mean, you are a man from Iran, and where sexuality is like taboo. I never been to Iran, but I would imagine that this would be that. It's like, would be very similar to Latvia, I would imagine, the perception. So how did you find yourself a world-class, world-known practitioner who travels around the world, runs workshops on sexuality and like, yeah, tell me more. Tell me more. I'm really, really curious.
Well, in Iran, actually, sexuality is not very closed as people may believe so, because it's maybe on the surface level, yeah, it is not very open, but as soon as you go to the underground, sexuality is actually very open. It's not practiced correctly, but people have sex all the time in many different ways and crazy ways. Yeah, it's not very closed, but it's not very well guided either. So a lot of people practice sexuality very perverted way, I would say. And my journey started, as I mentioned in my book, as advice from my brother's friend in his party when I was, I think, 16 or 17. When one of my brother's friend came to me when I was old enough to be in the house while he had his friends over. And one of his friends came up to me and he was kind of semi-drunk. He said, he just drank in front of me and said, "Sia, are you a virgin?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I am." And I turn all these colors, I'll get a guitar. And then he goes like, "Okay, do you want to know the trick to be a great lover?" I was like, well, "Okay, that sounds good." And I was so uncomfortable with the whole reality was taking place in front of me. I was just like, "Okay, tell me," because he was actually one of those guys that he knew how to be with women. He was like a real the charmer of his friends. So he was the guy that was with like many beautiful women, and all women loved him. He seems like he had a going with women in his
Mm-hmm.
life. And then he said, okay, the trick to be a good lover is when you love going down at women. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? So I was like, yes. He was kind of drunk and he was like trying to teach me this piece of wisdom. And he went on and on and on. But the essence of his words were, if you want to be a good lover, you need to understand how to pleasure women. If you're a selfish man in the bedroom, you're shit. That's basically what his words were. And then his other friend came stumbling and was like, okay, what are you talking about? He heard the conversation and he joined in. He was also another great man, but he was like really known for his say skills in attracting women. So I'm sitting there 16 or 17 with these two brilliant men with women basically, and then they were like almost in a close to 30.
Mm-hmm.
And the other friend was like, yes, Sia, every time you having sex with a girl, you need to go down on her for 30 minutes minimum before you do anything. And I was like, what, 30 minutes? And he was like, yes. And they started like talking to each other. They ignored me. It's like, yes. You know those men that they say, I don't like eating up a girl? They're just losers. If you don't like it, you just forget about it. And I'm like sitting there like sweating out of being shy. But yeah, that was my first advice, my sexual advice. So my journey basically started from there. And I remember the first time I was with a girl, I looked at the time literally, and for 30 minutes, I was just going down. I don't know what I was doing, but I was told that I need to do it for at least 30 minutes. So anyway, so my journey started like that. And went on and on and on. And until I entered the world of, when I was younger, I wasn't actually really good with connecting with women. Every time I got into the bed, I knew I had to just serve and pleasure this person that's in front of me. I had this sense of appreciation since I was like really young. And then, but I wasn't able to connect. I wasn't confident enough, and I didn't know how to be charming. So I was struggling basically most of my 20s until I became woke, as you can say. I understood about like spirituality and all that, and then I went to the world of tantra, and I realized, and I did vipassana, and in there I realized, okay, now if I need to understand about this world of how to connect with women, so understand more about this world of sexuality. And then through that, slowly I met more women, and I connected with more goddesses in my life that taught me more lessons about women and their sexuality, and my life started changing in the right direction. I moved into a right path for me, for my personal life. And then when I was in this world of I became a dating coach. I was in Melbourne and I moved to London and I was working with this company. And then I realized, okay, this is not the world that I want to be in, because it was a lot of objectification of women. It's just the terminology they were using wasn't really resonating with me. So, and then slowly, I went to this path of, okay, now I understand something about sexuality, about this equality, and which is much more than just fucking and just picking up women. And then slowly, I moved to a path of, okay, now I have this understanding, so why not working on it? Now helping others to understand more about it. And then I wrote the book. Then from there on, I went to the different festivals, I went to different workshops, I worked with different coaches. And then with my understanding of this personal investigation into this world, then came to what I am right now. So it was like a lot of personal investigation, a lot of personal understanding, and of course, working with a lot of different coaches. And yeah, I am where I am now. But yeah, it was like a very quick glimpse into my world.
Quick version of your story. Yeah. Wow, that
So,
sounds incredible. And you know, I so like that you have said that there is like so much objectification of the women, because what I see now very often that there are coaches who actually teach men that like basically how it sounds that women are the numbers, you know,
yeah.
and yeah, so is this your experience, like working?
So yeah, like what I understood or what I see, what is happening in the world. I was one of the victims of this, the whole conditioning,
Mhm.
and it's okay. Like people like have very difficulty accepting their shadows, but I'm all about shadow work at the moment. So when
Mm.
I look backward, when I look back, yeah, I was one of these people, and I'm kind of say I'm proud of it or wasn't proud of it. I was just like we all live in this society that is conditioned men and women to be separated.
Mhm.
This is the issue with our sexuality, with our relationship, with our culture, that boys are boys and girls are girls. So we grow up separated.
Yeah.
Uh, and it's not like we are in the same team. We are different teams. We lose the fact that we all humans. We know men are completely different species and women are completely different species. And even books like Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus, it's a great book. But ultimately it feeds us into this belief system that okay, now we're not the same.
Mhm.
So when you're or even the terminology like bros before hoes, or all these things, they separate us. And we
Mhm.
grow up as men and we're looking at women as something we need to achieve. There's something we need to conquer. There's something we need to explore. And yeah, it's like we have to go to expedition
Mm.
just to find women. And for women as well, like what is this for us to understand about men? And this separation has caused us to have this mindset of not being one with them.
Yeah.
So they're there and we are here. So let's go achieve them. And this is very, very deeply rooted. And it would put us in this quest to hunt,
Mm.
to manipulate, and to conquer. And when I was in this world of seduction, as you can see, some people call it, or pick up,
Yeah.
um, which is it's good because first of all, a lot of men have no idea how to approach women, how to talk to them, and blah 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 blah. And then they go to this world and learn the techniques, they learn some principles, and they find the tools to connect with women. But it all comes from a point of separation again. And the men learn these tools, okay, to go and hunt and fuck women,
Yeah.
and so they can feel good about themselves, but not knowing the fact that actually what I'm constantly doing is putting me into this world. I'm going deeper in this separation.
Yeah.
Then all these women turn into targets for me.
Yeah.
So I just need to go and talk. They will probably have sex with like maybe hundreds or thousands of women, and that's what becomes the achievement. So my value as a man turns into how many women I fuck.
Yeah.
And that women become my trophy or become my external validation that I'm seeking to prove myself that I'm worthy.
Yeah.
And that becomes that. And then they go and sleep with more women, and how can I how quick here I can bring a girl home, or how quick here I can get into her pants, or how quick here I can try this with her. And it all becomes a tool. Women become a tool for men to experience things in a sense that okay, again gives me validation.
Yeah.
And ultimately not gonna bring us closer as humans. It's gonna separate us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So these are the things that I've seen and I've experienced myself. And so my work is now about changing that into a much more oneness, bringing like understanding and bringing more respect and yeah, I'm moving into a different direction now.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's so fascinating for me to hear about this because I work with some men who actually have been in this realm of like pickup artists, you know, and it's like learning the techniques to pick up girls. That actually, when there is no internal confidence of who you are as a person, it's not just going to work because you're doing something that is completely not connected to your core, to your beliefs, and it's like you actually making yourself even less confident, I'd say. So
Yes.
if there is like not a solid foundation to build on, then you know whatever you say is just an empty words because your vibration is really gives out what it actually is. And it's like no matter how hard you can try, you just set for disappointment in my eyes. And when, like, for example, I don't really know what's happening, but when I'm feeling that somebody has got this pickup chat lines, you know, when like, guys, seriously, women can sense when it's inauthentic, like totally can sense it. And when I sense that, I don't want to talk to you, like not at all. It's like you just using the script on me, and it's just like, no, why?
But again, the thing is, again, if you look at a journey of a man,
Mm-hmm.
knowing nothing,
Mm-hmm.
not even like trying to go say hi to a girl and you're like, ah, my God, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna die. Into be able to at least use some scripted words and then getting somewhere. Again, I would say there is a path in a way that is helping him and his experience to be able to connect, at least have some courage to connect with women. But it's what is happening now because the way men have been taught, especially in these communities, is they're being given tools to connect with women,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not ultimately being able to become one with them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what men want ultimately. And the thing, I mean, I'll go to this place and it's like, oh, men want freedom. No, every human being wants freedom.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, everybody wants closeness. Everybody wants intimacy. Everybody wants to feel love. Everybody wants to be able to love and make love and all of that. But
Yes.
this is just, okay, now it just scratches the surface and gives some men some power, some tool, and some confidence to go and try these things. But this doesn't, ultimately, is not a healthy way to do it. It's like Tinder. You know, like a lot of people will meet on Tinder and I think they want to find love. Why not? Because it's just too distracting. It's not the right way for people to find intimacy.
Yeah.
Because they don't look inwards much. It's not about, okay, I'm gonna get my shit together and understand why do I have all of this, you
Next,
know? They're just like, just next. So it gives them this false identity of I'm good with women, I get laid, and my numbers going up. But the numbers going up, it doesn't necessarily change anything inwards. It might seem like that,
mm,
but unless they really understand why am I doing all of this?
mm,
Why, when I see a girl, why do I want to, what is it in me that I want to fulfill?
yeah.
And then people call it, oh, we are just like a caveman and we are genetic imperative to fuck as many women as you want. But again, we're not in the tribe anymore. Well, why is it that in us that wants to come up? What am I trying to fulfill? When
Yeah.
we understand, but everybody might have different reasons, but for every man or woman, we're talking about men here now, this journey is like really feeling it. What do I want when I see this woman in front of me?
Yeah.
What do I want from her?
Oh my
Do I
god.
want to fuck her? Why?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do I achieve from that? What do I gain from that? And what do I give by doing this? How can I make this? The why?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If
Mm-hmm.
we start answering that, it changes a lot of things in us. You
Yeah.
know, sometimes we need to really dig deep and like face a lot of crap in us. Like, why? And I realized, why do I want to do this? Because I just want to feel myself good about myself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't actually give a shit about that person, about her. All I'm doing is mainly from a selfish reason, because I want to just go fuck her. So I feel good about myself, so I can have a bigger status, so I can show off to my friend, and ultimately I can make myself more like a man by using this person, which ultimately doesn't come from a point of love and compassion.
Right.
The true love and compassion. So if a man might think I'm evolving on my path, I'm having lots of women, but it doesn't it's not necessarily rooted in the heart.
The intimacy level goes down in the same time. The numbers go up, but the intimacy level goes down.
Yeah, because again, it's just like it's, you know, having a one night stand doesn't. It's like, again, it's fun, but what do we feed? What do we feed ourselves? You know, what is the intention behind it?
Yeah.
What your intention that you want to sleep with many women to get it out of your system, but are you honest with your intention? Can you pick up a girl and say, again, if you can't do it, then if it's completely agreed upon, well, that's fine. But I don't think many men out there is actually honest with the intention when they meet a girl.
Oh, do you know what? I have met some guys like who, like, not to me specifically, you know, but to my friends. Like, it's actually my friends who was like, yeah, you know, you're so great. I just want you to be my girlfriend. Like, to promise everything just to have this, like, to get in her knickers, basically. And she just like goes to me like, hey, listen, you know, this guy is just like promising so much just to get into my knickers. Doesn't he know that I would have slept with him anyway if he just wouldn't tell me bullshit?
Yeah.
And it's like, and just because he says so much bullshit, she was like, honey, you're not for me. You know, it's like, because like there is nothing, like, for me personally, I don't like when people like assume that I'm stupid. It's like, what are you saying all this stuff for? You know, that you think that I don't know what's happening here? Like, do you think I'm stupid? It's like, what's happening? And for me, this is like offensive. I'm like, no, just get out. Yeah. So the question is, probably all the girls want to know, what do men want?
Again, I don't know. I cannot say. This is one of the things that a lot of people talk about. I don't know what all men want. I don't know. I'm not all of them, and I cannot speak for all men, but I can speak for myself, and that may be similar to what many men want. But again, I've talked to many men and all that. We ultimately want connection. We are wired to be connected to others. We want intimacy. We want closeness. Yeah. And we think by just putting my penis into a woman's vagina, or by allowing a man to put his penis in my vagina, or whatever you want to call it, I'm going to be close to that person. But that's not ultimately the case. And that's how many times we have, or you have, the audiences have experienced having sex with someone and they feel more distance from that person. And sex doesn't necessarily bring people closer.
No, it doesn't.
No, and sometimes in many cases actually separates them even more.
Yeah.
Because we don't understand the rules of, okay, now what do, again, we all want, even if we say no, I believe, we want affection. We want to be held. We want touch. We are missing touch in our lives so much. Like really, like we are affectionate beings. We come out from a mother's womb and we've been held. If you had a mother,
yeah,
you know, if you had a healthy mother, we want, our skin is there to be held and be touched. But the most of all, we want to feel safe to be touched. Doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. We want closeness, like holding someone, touching someone, opening a heart, like feeling like safe with that person. This is what we want. But sex for us is not that. And we think we want sex, but no. You know, and sex can be a pathway to that, but it's not the end goal.
Right.
So many times that I've never had, I didn't have sex with someone and I felt so close to them. there's no need to have sex. There's no need for the genital penetration, because it's ultimately just, we want to be able to open our hearts. We want to be able to, knowing that, okay, there is someone out there that loves me. There is someone there that I love. And I think that's what we all want.
Yeah.
We think we find that by getting drunk in a bar or getting drunk in a club and having a drunken sex. And it doesn't. It really doesn't.
That you don't even remember most of the times.
I want to get it out of my system. I want to go and fuck someone just for the sake of fucking. But yeah, but it's like, again, I understand. You might crave for McDonald's every now and then. And you might just go get a burger where you're drunk and you're like sauce coming out of you, like sleep on it, and wake up in the morning and like, ugh. And but it's okay. It's, again, this is the thing. But if that McDonald's become your daily routine, or your diet, then you're in trouble. If you never get to eat healthy food, if you never get to eat nutritious food, vegetables, fruits, organic ones, you're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah.
And that's the reality behind it. The same things come with our intimacy. Same thing comes with our touch. If you're just like holding a woman by a waist and just like doing doggy style all the time, and you're the woman and you having sex, so just this, and there is no embracing, there is no closeness, there is no eye contact, there is no openness, there is no closeness. It's like you're having McDonald's all your life.
Yeah.
And it's not good. It's not good, because you need to feed your emotional body. You need to feed your heart and your genitals with a lot of organic touch.
Yeah, it's so easy become addicted to climax-based sex version.
Yeah, but the problem is a lot of these people don't even have climax.
Yeah, this is also true. So let's move to your work with women, because you mainly work with women. Is that right?
More women, but I also work with men also as well.
Right.
My book is written for men. And,
I get it.
But I do more. Recently, I've been working more with women, yes, and I'm a body worker for women.
Yeah.
But I do offer more of my work to people in female body.
Right, got it. And me and you, we have our Orgasmic Queen course for women, which is really exciting. So I want to hear from you. What is your experience of the Orgasmic Queen, and how does it benefit women from your point of view?
The Orgasmic Queen is, I would say, it's a sex education class that none of us have received. And we meant to receive it. We must have received it. It was essential for us to receive it, but we never received, because of sex is just, when it comes to our sexuality, we are completely lost as a species. Not completely, I wouldn't say completely, but very sidetracked.
Yeah.
And the Orgasmic Queen is what we are offering is basically foundation of healthy relating, foundation of self-love. Because again, that's what we're turning the focus of lens to us, instead of just, okay, because people ask me, what should I do in the bedroom to be a better lover? No, you don't have to do anything in the bedroom to be a better lover. No.
Relax. This is the best thing you can do.
Yeah. It's not about what you do in the bedroom that makes you a better lover. It's everything that you do while you're not in the bedroom. It's like, what do I do if I'm gonna be imagine like you're an adult, and you want to go to the beach and you want to go Australian Open. What do I do in the Australian Open to be the winner? No, it's not about what you do in the Australian Open. It's about what you do outside. It's what you do on yourself when you're alone, not in the field with someone else. it's all the things that you learn, it's all the practice you do, it's all the discipline that you had, it's all the self-work. And when it comes to sexuality, it's also about understanding about myself, understanding who I am, what do I want, how is my body is, where are my pleasure centers are, how can I understand my boundaries, how can I increase my awareness, how can I understand about my energies, my polarities, my feminine and masculine, how can I get rid of my shame, how can I understand about my desire, how can I understand about the orgasmic energy in my body, my sexual energy, all these things that focuses on me before I go and engage with someone else.
Right.
And that's what the orgasmic queen is all about. Not necessarily women, but a lot of men come to me and say, oh, what should I do in the bedroom? Any technique? I was like, no, don't worry about the technique. That's not principles. And the same thing as the 7 principles that I wrote in my book, we teaching or guiding or holding space for people to understand about the principles.
Yeah.
And again, what I hear a lot when people say, how can you as a man, I was like thinking about this yesterday, I was just contemplating and I was meditating on it. I was like, how can you teach women about sexuality? I'm not teaching women, I'm teaching humanity about sexuality.
Right.
Because it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, the way you can feel touch or the way you can touch is the skin. If the skin doesn't know gender, the sexual energy doesn't know gender, the boundary doesn't know gender, saying yes or no doesn't know gender, awareness doesn't know gender.
Yeah.
You know, so, but people always, not everybody, but a lot of, especially women, they ask, oh, you don't have a yoni, how dare you teach me about my body? I was like, I'm not teaching you about your body, I'm teaching the principles. It's like if I say, oh, I'm going to teach you meditation. Oh, you're a man. How can you teach a woman meditation?
Yeah, I remember that. It's like, you don't have children. How dare you teach in women's sexuality? Something.
Nothing to do with that. It's the foundation. It's about understanding about self-love. Because understanding about self, understanding about how I can hold my boundaries. And that doesn't know gender. And when you understand this, yeah, and yeah, again, this is a thing. When I'm with a woman in the bed, I also know what I want as a man, and I guide my lovers into how to treat me.
Yeah.
So, and it all comes to understanding about communication. So I teach communication.
Yeah. Yeah.
These are the things that doesn't know gender.
Right.
Now, of course, there are things that I don't know about a woman's body. I don't have a claim on all of that, but I know a lot of things that doesn't require gender.
Right. Right. And actually, I'd say.
And if it requires gender, you're there.
Yeah, yeah. And actually, I'd say that in the Orgasmic Queen, the fact that both of us are like men and women is actually facilitating it. It's actually very beneficial. And this is what we have heard from our participants. Because this is the only way, like, for example, saying no when it comes from you as a man, and like, it can be triggered only by polarity. It's like, because essentially there's like, what the statistics is, like 1 in 6 women went through sexual abuse.
I would say more than that.
Yeah, well, the statistics says it's 1 in 4 or 1 in 6, something crazy like that.
I would say I've personally never seen a woman who hasn't been abused, sexually abused, but the range of sexual abuse is different.
Yeah.
You know, like if sexual abuse can be like grabbing someone's butt non-consensually, or all the way to rape. Yeah. So the spectrum is long.
Yeah.
But myself is like the sexual abuse as someone's being raped. But I would say sexual abuse is anything that happened to you non-consensually, and you didn't want to be there, and if someone happened and disregarded your boundaries and crossed your boundaries, that's for me a sexual abuse. I personally don't know a single woman who hasn't been abused at least once. Right. I work with many women,
Yeah.
And that's really not acceptable. That is just like really, 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 really not acceptable.
Right. Right.
And
So yeah, and you know, teaching some principles that we are teaching in the orgasmic training can be only triggered by you being like representative of like the mankind, you know, because it's like
yes,
only like for me as a woman, for example, if I try to embody a man, it's just not going to work, you know. And it's like, and for shift to happen, like in my opinion, you are amazing at just teaching boundaries. You just so good. You really get to the essence in the, like the deepest level. And just today I've been reading the comment by one of our participants in our group, and she said it's like when she was like doing the exercises, you know, and then you, when you started like doing the exercise, like embodying somebody, you know, that she had the massive, like her body went into like the complete state, you know, that right now she knows her reactions, she knows where what she needs to work on it. And it's so powerful, it's so incredible to see actually women having these shifts, because like seriously, without you know knowing what your rights are, because nobody teaches us in school, nobody is teaching us, we just cannot do this. And yeah.
like I just like yeah, we are lost, and we are lost. And me and you both, and many others people, you know, the soldiers of this movement.
Yeah.
And I personally don't care anymore about what people say about the gender thing, or if you're a man or a woman. So I think this is just all part of the same culture that separates men and women. You know,
Mm.
and I understand it, I see it, but I release all of it now.
Yeah.
I don't want it to just have any effect on my work, because it doesn't. And ultimately, when we are really understand, we are much more alike than different. Like
Mm.
our genitals is basically the same, just set up differently. We are
Yeah.
the same. We are coming from the same thing, you know. And yeah, we have differences, but ultimately we are the same.
Yeah.
And when we really feel that, then our sexuality, our life, everything can change.
Mm.
But now we're still in a battle of sexes. You
Yes,
know,
we are.
because we lived in a very patriarchal society for thousands of years, and I understand women pain, you know, and I understand like, you know, like they're being abused by men, and like, you know, the movement of man hating is really strong, and I understand, but they're not going to solve an issue. We're just like going this way, now we're going to fall that way.
Yeah.
None of them are good. If they like, we were like women hating, now we're moving to like man hating. None of them are coming from love and compassion. We need to be in the middle, and that's the thing, and that's what our work is, to bring us into the middle. As Buddha said, the middle path is the right path. Not so much to decide, not so much to decide. The middle path, and the middle path we join. We merge in the middle path. We understand each other as equal. We understand that I can learn from a woman as much as I can learn from a man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
And there
know,
is
and
both.
this is the thing, and that's basically my work.
Mm. And this is so important. I feel like my whole life is dedicated to that, and I just can see the passion in you. That is essentially what brought us together. Like passion for making and creating more love in the world.
More
Yeah,
love.
giving people tools to experience their sexuality in a whole new way. This is what is like incredible. And Sia, you are going to do a tour. Tell us
Yes.
more about that. Tell us
Well,
about that.
yeah, I'm coming to Europe in summer around June. I'm coming to UK, to Sweden, or because Europe is actually small. So, and I'm offering my bodywork session to women who are interested to open up the energetic body, get rid of the pain and trauma, or energetic blockages in the body. Offer, I call it emotional rebalancing, also known as the armoring. And I do offer yoni healing sessions, which is a very deep and sacred session, which is like, I think is one of the most powerful things.
Yeah, definitely. I have experienced it. It's beautiful. Beautiful.
And,
So
yeah, I'm
much
coming to
peace.
Europe, and I'm offering this. So I have a few countries planned already. So if anybody is watching and if they feel called for it, contact me, and I'll invite me to your hometown. And if you know people that want to work, I come to different cities and town and offer my work and love.
Amazing, amazing. And how people can find you?
They can find me through my website at lovemaking.com, auvmaking.com, or they can just email me, Sia at luvmaking or lovemaking.com. And yeah, they can also find me on Facebook. CID.
Beautiful, beautiful. And also, ladies, if you are in the countries where like Sia is not going to be, and you still want to experience his work, please come and join us at the Orgasmic Queen, because we work with women from all over the world, like from, I think, from every continent in the world. It's like Australia, Africa, like Europe, lots of countries, America, they all there. And yeah, it's absolutely incredible. The shifts that women are having are mind-blowing. It's like something like people get together in beautiful relationships as a result. People get out of toxic relationships, you know, get the freedom, experience their sexuality for the first time. I have so much feedback where women just so in touch with their bodies again that they never experienced before. Like actually for the first time, when you can look at your body and love yourself, it is just life-changing.
I think if you're a woman, I really believe if you're a woman watching this and you're sexually active or you want to be sexually active, I don't know why you wouldn't come and experience this. I really don't, because it's so essential for your life as a sexual being that that's all I can say. I don't know. Like it's just, for me it doesn't make sense if someone like what we putting in, and it's not a sales pitch because there's nothing. It's like I don't know. I don't have to sell empowerment or self-love. It's just something. If you really want to change your life, it's
necessary.
It's there, and then it just I don't know. It takes a lot of courage to do it, but again, if you create your life, and I'm creating my life in a sense that I'm gonna offer this work for a better to make the world a better place. And if you really want to be part of it, you're invited to join. And this is going to be an amazing journey. So this is our passion. This is my passion. This is Eugina's passion. And yeah, come and join.
Yeah, and actually now we are offering level 1 and level 2 of Orgasmic Queen. We created a special package, so I'm gonna post the link to go with this video, so you can actually check it out and get your tickets now, because level 2 starts on 28th of April. So make sure you are getting the tickets before that, because seriously, it's not to be missed. Something so incredible. So let's tell people a bit more about what to expect in level 2. We spoke a little bit about level 1, but like what to expect more in depth. It's like, what are you looking forward to teaching in level 2?
I'm really excited about the awareness and shame release.
Oh gosh, yeah.
All of them, like masculine and feminine, everything that we have there is just really powerful.
Yeah.
I'm also thinking about male's anatomy. That would be fun.
Yeah. I'm so excited about masculine and feminine dynamics, because I feel like I work with lots of women who actually, and men in fact, who have a misconception about feminine and masculine dynamics, actually not knowing what exactly is that. And it's like keep on jumping from one to another. And what I often see, that women feel very masculine, like unintentionally they would take the role of the man, and then they wonder why their relationships don't work. Well, honey, because you are not in your energy. You just like constantly do, like because you think that you need to do when you actually don't. So if you're a woman who feels like she's in masculine energy, you know, this is something that we are going to address very.
The thing is, it's okay to be in a masculine energy, I would say, but it's all about balance between the masculine and feminine. So a lot of women are in the unhealthy masculine and the healthy feminine. Because we're going to go this. So we have the healthy masculine and healthy feminine, and toxic masculine or unhealthy masculine feminine.
Right.
So, people are not in their essence because they feel they need to do something which they're not right, and because again, all of these circumstances of how they brought up, the kind of society and all of that puts them to misuse the power and fall into an unhealthy masculine. So a lot of women use their unhealthy feminine constantly, the manipulation and then all that, and then they use the unhealthy masculine because they need to think they have to prove something, so they cannot surrender and they cannot relax. So all of that adds up into a very unbalanced inner world. And when you're unbalanced in your inner world, it's going to be so much harder to find a man to connect, because if you're for the polarity to exist, your masculine and feminine should match their masculine and feminine as much as possible. But if you're in very unbalanced, so you're going to match with someone that is also unbalanced or imbalanced, and then your imbalance is going to fight with their imbalances, and it's just going to be, all the relationship going to be like a chaos. But again, that's why it's not about your partner, it's about you. When you understand how to balance your inner world, how to balance your masculine and feminine, and move away from toxic side and moving to the healthy side, then you either will have to leave your partner because the partner is just not for you, or your balance can influence your partner to become balanced. But most of the time it doesn't work because they cannot just resist. They cannot resist the change. If they're conscious enough, they will. But it doesn't matter because you're not doing anything for the partner. You have to do everything for yourself. It's your world, you know. And then when you balance, the person will come in your life that they're more balanced, and that creates a much better dynamic. Instead of like, now I'm so afraid, I'm just gonna carry on with this shitty dynamic, you know. I don't want to change anything because I'm afraid to lose this shitty dynamic. I'm not work on yourself, lose this shitty dynamic, and I create something that is much, much better, because always say you are the creator of your reality. And the moment you take responsibility for your own life and for your own creation, everything can change. Absolutely. Balance it up, create a new life.
Yeah. And this is so true. It's like we are so starved for connection that we actually become so like wild about the crumbs of the connection, like about the shitty crumbs of the connection, where actually what is available, the whole cake is available for you. You just have to take responsibility for yourself to go and want the cake, and then to actually ask for the whole cake, so then you can have the whole cake. Whether you want to eat it or not, it's your thing.
Yes. But if you have the cake, you need to learn how to ask for the cake and work your courage, work on yourself enough that you can ask for your cake in a nice, compassionate, and loving way, so you can get what you want, because you understand how to own yourself, how to take responsibility for your reality. Ultimately, it comes from the self.
Yeah.
So it can be there. Are you courageous enough to go and grab it? And that courage comes from self-work.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Dare to dream.
Yes.
Dare to have. I think it's a beautiful place for us to complete today's session. And is there a last piece of wisdom you would like to leave our viewers with today?
I would say just breathe. And every time everything gets tough, breathe. And remember that you're alive. And remember that you have food. And remember you have shelter. And you have internet and computers that you can watch what I'm just saying. And know that you're much more fortunate than a lot of people in the world. So when things get tough, put things on perspective and just like be really grateful.
Yeah, thank you. That's beautiful. And from me, love yourself. Because ultimately, when you got you, you know that you can deal with anything, absolutely anything. So on this note, my name is Eugina Liberty, my guest CAD. It is Pleasure Conversations. Thanks so much for watching. Lots of love and light to you all. Bye.